Oh, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Anime Alba here, back with part 8 of What If Naruto's like Minato. And first things first, shout out to my guy Zed, or girl, I don't know personally, but shout out to Zed, for commenting and, just being proactive. I really appreciate it. Asked me a pretty good question. And, I teased it a little, but I am looking to start a new series. However, I'm waiting for something, and I'll go into a little detail, just to explain. I bought an adapter to hook my microphone up to my phone, because if you don't know, I use my phone to record. So I purchased an adapter that would help me hook my microphone up to help with the audio quality, you know what I mean? Because right now I'm not using anything. I'm just using my phone's camera, and that's a little janky. So yeah, that's just me going into a little detail, letting you guys know. It was supposed to come today, however, due to the snowstorm that's by my crib, it's not going to come till Wednesday. So I'm going to have to postpone this yet again till Wednesday. But once I get that, I promise you, I will do the series immediately. So you're probably going to see like 10, 11 parts done before you see the new series, which is fine in and of itself. But yeah, enough rambling from me. Like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it. I reply to all comments. I heart all comments. I like all comments. And any comment I will respond to. You know what I mean? Even if it's criticism, give me some criticism if you like. I don't mind at all. Yeah, I really appreciate everything, and I appreciate all the people that watch, and yeah, very appreciative. And let's get right into it. Shoot. All right. So this goes... Welcome to the world of D ranks. Naruto was starting to hate those words by now. It had been 2 weeks since the bell test had taken place. Kakashi had kept to his promise and started taking missions for the team the day after. Only Naruto, and by extension his teammates, refused to believe whatever they were doing were missions. Menial tasks such as fixing fences, taking dogs out for walks, manual labor on farms. Naruto was confused as hell as to how these tasks could be labeled in the same category as missions. He was sure Sasuke and Sakura were too. Speaking of which, Sasuke had started asking questions about how Naruto knew wind and water ninjutsu and his taijutsu style. He even had the nerve to demand from him all the jutsu he knew. Naruto had told him in no uncertain terms that unless Sasuke was willing to share jutsu from his own repertoire, Naruto had no intention of telling him what he wanted to know. Of course, however, Sasuke refused to share any jutsu of his, believing that they were Uchiha clan jutsus, and as such, no one besides him could know. Naruto had scoffed at that, but Kurama had straight out burst laughing. The great beast had told him he knew at least 20 people who could perform the fireball jutsu, only 2 of which were Uchiha. Naruto had smartly countered that argument by towing the line that Uchiha Sasuke's pride. He had condensingly asked if the Uchiha library was not enough for him. Sasuke did not want to admit that he could not access it without a Sharingan, and he honestly believed all jutsu available outside were weak, and so he did not bother to learn them. He stopped bugging Naruto after that, much to the blonde's relief. However, Sakura started bugging him on Sasuke's behalf to get him to hand over the jutsu, saying that a loser like him does not deserve... Oh my gosh, yo, this is cliche. Does not deserve them. Naruto was quick in shutting her up, turning her own argument against her. He had smartly questioned her if she was implying he was weak. Sakura, unaware of what she was putting her foot into, scoffed and replied that that was not what she was implying. She knew he was weak. After that, everything went smooth as butter. Naruto replied that if he was weak, then by extension the jutsu he used were also weak. And Sasuke wouldn't love Sakura if she handed him weak jutsu, right? Yo. Sakura had adopted a worried frown at his question and seemed to come to the conclusion that he was right. She did not once question why Naruto accepted himself as weak, which was opposite of what he had displayed in the bell test. Regardless, after mocking him some more, she went back to Sasuke, who ignored her as usual. Kakashi-sensei was also on to him, but he was a lot more cautious in his approach. He subtly framed his statement such that Naruto would have difficulty in avoiding the correct answer. But Naruto knew that if it got out he had received training from an early age, Sasuke might throw one of his tantrums, which would then result in the civilian council removing him from the ninja program. No, thank you. Naruto, while subtle talking was not one of his strengths, decided that he would avoid talking to Kakashi outside of missions and training. Speaking of training, Naruto tried out the taijutsu simulation his father left for him. Needless to say, he was excited as hell when he fought the first level, and he was more than surprised at how difficult it was. He may have reached a level in resistance seals that actually permits him to try all 7 levels, but only the first level's victory came at the cost of some very impressive bruises. It taught Naruto that his taijutsu, while very good, was not good enough. He increased the resistance on his body, believing if he was faster, he would be better. He tried the second level after a week and was pleased to note that the number of bruises he got were significantly less, a sign of improvement. He also learned a water and lightning jutsu as well. A very interesting thing he learned about his red lightning was that it was very versatile and easy to use. He could mold it into anything with ease, almost like it was an extension of his body. But enough of that. Right now they were on a mission Naruto had absolutely no problem failing. The mission was to capture Tora, the feudal lord wife's cat. It was a mission that always managed to give Naruto goosebumps. He could swear on his ramen that the old man was a sadist. He could see the joy at their pain in his eyes every time the mission to capture that blasted cat was handed out. So far, they had already caught it 5 times. This was the 6th, and he was ready to tear his hair out. This is Kakashi. Everyone copy? Sakura here. Sasuke here. Naruto here. Does everyone have eyes on the target? I have clear eyes on the target, just waiting for the go, Naruto responded. All right then, go. A flash step later, and Naruto had Tora secured in his arms. She was thrashing around, but he could care less. Got him, Kakashi-sensei. Turning to the cat, he pressed his fingers onto the cat's forehead and removed them, revealing a kanji for sleep. Oh, my dude used fleeing jutsu, I think is what it's called, bro. He used heals. All right, that's fun. That's cool. That's really cool. Tora fell asleep instantly. And if you don't understand why I'm saying that's cool, I just think it's cool because I remember earlier when they were talking about Jiraiya, right, when he was training, when he had his test by Jiraiya, and he was like, oh, Naruto can use Fuin Jutsu in battle practically. And I was wondering as to how, but apparently he can now we know he can seal kanji onto the bodies of animals or people, which can be used practically, especially with his speed. So yeah, I just thought that was a really cool aspect. I just wanted to touch up on that a little bit. I'll continue. His teammates landed beside him, irritated expressions on their face, which Kakashi expertly ignored and asked Naruto through the radio, does it have the red ribbon on the right ear? Surprisingly, it was Sakura who replied, yes, red ribbon here. Can we go now? Naruto couldn't falter for being so infuriated. He looked over to Sasuke and saw him return to his normal brooding expression, but his clenched fist told otherwise. Kakashi landed beside his team, eyes scrunched up in that annoyed eye smile of his. Well done, Team 7. Capturing Tora is a success. Naruto quietly mumbled, again. He seriously wanted to start doing actual missions. After they returned to the mission hall, Kakashi asked for another D-rank mission, much to his team's protest. The Sandaime scrolled through the missions. Let's see. There's a fence that needs painting, wedding to be done, dogs to be walked. How about a real mission this time, GG, like a C rank? He asked the Hokage, tired of doing the chores these people called missions. Sakura was quick to scold him. Naruto, show your respect to Hokage-sama. Surprisingly, she didn't try to hit him. Must have scared her back there, he mused. Naruto, Iruka spoke with a frown. You can't demand missions like that. Getting teams have to do D ranks for 2 to 3 months before they get qualified for C rank. And even then, their Jonin sensei Hiruzen cut off Iruka with a gentle chuckle. It's okay, Sakura-chan. He has called me that ever since he was little. Sakura's eyes widened a bit in surprise, as did Sasuke's. They didn't know Naruto was so close to the Hokage to the extent of calling the man a grandfather figure. Hiruzen turned towards Kakashi. Kakashi, do you think your team is ready for a C-rank mission? Kakashi thought about it a bit. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura's teamwork had progressed at a slow rate, but he can say now that their teamwork had become decent. One development worth mentioning was that Sasuke now held a one-sided rivalry with Naruto. With Naruto starting to hide less of his abilities, it became even more clear that he had Sasuke outmatched in ninjutsu because of his wide repertoire of jutsus. Not to mention that Naruto had shown he could use 3 elements and had monstrous chakra reserves due to being a Jinchuriki and a Uzumaki, easily dwarfing Sasuke's reserves. Fuin Jutsu already gave Naruto an edge that Kakashi knew Sasuke would not be able to match. The Jonin suspected that Naruto was hiding a lot more, but didn't call him out on it. He kept a close eye on Naruto during the D-rank missions, but Naruto held his edge. He didn't give the two boys any chance to spar, knowing that because of Sasuke's inability to accept someone, especially Naruto, was stronger than him, It would cause this spar to escalate into something much serious. Kakashi was not dumb enough to take that chance. Anyways, Naruto had unintentionally become Sasuke's reason to get stronger. Kakashi reasoned that Sasuke held his brother Itachi in a much higher position than Naruto and wanted to become stronger than Naruto so he could finally kill him. Another positive development was that Sasuke didn't completely alienate himself from his teammates. He held a strange companionship with Naruto, deeming the boy tolerable. Maybe it was because Naruto had metamorphically extended a hand of friendship toward the lone Uchiha by displaying a bit of what he was capable of. Sasuke had respect for those with power. Taking all of this into consideration, Kakashi finally spoke. Hi, I believe they are ready, Hokage-sama. All three Genin had different reactions to this. Sakura sighed in relief, not wanting to do D-ranks anymore. Naruto pumped a fist and exclaimed, "Yes, finally!" Even Sasuke smirked a bit. He felt doing D-ranks held him back from getting stronger. Come on, Sasuke's got a terrible personality in this book. That's tough. That's tough. Where am I now? There we go. Hiruzen nodded and browsed through the pile in front of him. Let's see. Found it. Simple escort and protection mission to Wave Country. Your client is a bridge builder named Tazuna who wants you to protect him until he completes building his bridge in Wave. Kakashi took the scroll. Mission accepted, Hokage-sama. The Hokage then turned to Iruka. Send Tazuna inside. Iruka nodded and went out of the room, returning 2 minutes later with an old man wearing a straw hat and holding a bottle which obviously contained alcohol. Naruto wrinkled his nose. The odor was not pleasant at all. Tazuna looked at the team of Genin and slurred, These are the brats that are supposed to protect me. I paid for real ninja protection. Funny of you to say that, considering you didn't even notice me move. A voice came from behind him. Tazuna whipped around wide-eyed, but couldn't spot the owner of the voice. Over here, you drunkard. The same voice drawled, making the man whip around again, eyes locking onto a mop of blonde hair. Intense blue eyes staring back at him, silently mocking him in his earlier statement. Kakashi intervened before Naruto could scare Tazuna even more. Naruto, please don't scare the client, he reprimanded in his usual lazy voice, which didn't sound like a reprimand at all. Kakashi, you're no fun at all. Naruto sighed despondently, walking back to his place beside Sasuke. Kakashi assured the builder, You have nothing to be afraid of, Tazuna. My Genin are among some of the best upcoming ninjas of this village. We can easily take care of a few bandits. Instead of making the man relax, Tazuna tensed up a bit at the word bandits. Naruto narrowed his eyes at that. Protection from a Jonin would be enough to make anyone relax. So Tazuna tensing up didn't make sense. He's hiding, or more probably, withholding some information, Naruto. Oh, this is Kurama. My bad, I didn't notice. Be on your guard. Something like that. I can't remember the voice I did for that one. Kurama advised. He too noticed Tazuna tensing up. Will do, Kurama. Naruto replied before turning to Kakashi, excitement on his face. When are we leaving, Kakashi? Sensei? Kakashi-sensei. Sorry, I forgot that word. He eagerly asked. We will leave tomorrow morning at 7, he answered. He then lazily waved them away. That's all for today. Take a full rest for tomorrow. Wait, I thought they leave tomorrow. Okay. The time. The Genin dispersed to do their own things for the remainder of the day. Oh, this was for the day. Okay. Naruto and Sasuke went their separate ways to do their training while Sakura headed home. Naruto headed to the abandoned Senju compound, more specifically the Nidaime's whole library. He figured that this C-rank mission might take them 2 or 3 weeks, so he might as well collect 2 jutsu scrolls to learn in the meantime. Browsing, he picked up a Suiton and Futon jutsu scroll. Suiton Suidanha. Water style, water severing wave was a powerful A-rank jutsu. After infusing chakra in your stomach, then converting it to water, the user spit the water out in highly pressurized, razor-sharp jets of water, sharp enough to cleanly cut through rock or barks of thick trees if used perfectly. Naruto was pleased to note that the Suiton jutsus he had learned from the library up until now, this one had 2 types of learnings as well. One for normal water style users, and another for a user who had extremely high affinity like Tobirama, who could perform the most complex water techniques with only one hand seal. Futon Kazegyorai no Jutsu Wind Style Wind Torpedo Technique, a powerful C-rank jutsu that Tobirama himself created, keeping explosive tags in mind. I'm starting to think our esteemed Nidaime was obsessed with explosives. He thought as he read on how to perform the jutsu. After infusing wind chakra in your lungs, it is expelled as a highly explosive ball of wind, nearly invisible. Upon contact, it will explode with the force of 2 standard explosive tags. It required 3 hand seals of ox, horse, and snake. Should be enough to last this mission, he mused as he exited the library. Extending his senses, he checked if anyone was nearby. Finding no one, he shrugged and simply flashed into his apartment. He had no idea what he was in for in this mission. So, yeah. That's the end of this chapter. That's chapter 8. Yeah, that's chapter 8. Okay, so this is the end of part 8 of What If Naruto Was Like Minato. Otherwise known as Return of the Flash, again on Wattpad. I'll put it in the description if you want to, check it out. Yeah, so this episode is a little shorter, which is fine, because I actually want to test a theory, a little theory of my own that I have. But if you make it to the end of the video, leave a comment and say Cloud down in the comment section. Say Cloud down in the comment section, and I will like and give you a reply and a shout out in the next video. If you say Cloud, I will give you a shout out in the next video. Other than that, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, shoot, with that, your boy the Anime Ambu is out.